Hello, everybody. My name is Julie Deanne, and I am here today with my lovely guest, Melissa Arias. And we are going to talk about my newest program, Create Within, what it's about, a 14-week program designed to help you create more freedom, flow, and fun in your life. And we have just gone through this program, and so now we're here today to talk about it, to let you know more and see what we can gain from this. So Melissa, thank you so much for joining me here today. And again, I want to thank you for joining my program as well. What we're here to do today is just find out a little bit more about you and why you joined the Create Within program. So please go ahead, introduce yourself, and just let us know why you joined.
Hi, as Julie said, my name is Melissa Arias. Um, why I joined was I liked the idea of Julie's program because well, first I think the name is great, but I also knew that Julie was going to go through some exercises and teach techniques that I can take away with me, like for a lifetime. So some of the techniques I was familiar with. A lot of times they were just really, really great reminders of certain things that I had done and then somehow forgot about them. So I'll talk about that when I go through the questions. But I joined the program. I wanted to really have an. We went through another program in the past, and I liked Julie so much that I was curious to see how this program would be as well, which has been really fabulous. And it was really I wanted to not only work with Julie again, but to also to see what else I could build into my life, where I could, as Julie said, build more fun. I'm looking for more time. We just had that conversation, right? And then just to really pick up and learn techniques for the betterment of my life, which I feel like this program does. Did I answer your question?
That's awesome. Oh yeah, no, wonderful. So Melissa and she actually had joined my other program, the Dream Builder program, which I also coach as a transformational life coach and illumination guide. So that program is another one, and that one is designed to help you connect within and discover your dream and then remove the blocks towards moving towards living your life, right? Living your dream. And Melissa saw tremendous progress there, but like she said, we were continuing. So this program that I've developed is more to provide you with quick, simple, yet powerfully effective techniques and tips and practices that you can do in the moment to help you shift away, dissolve blocks, shift out of that negative downward spiral of mindset and start turning the tide, right? Start the switch, which is our second second step in the program, right? To connect with and start the upward spiral of becoming more positive, of moving in the direction of your dream and doing it with more ease, more grace, more flow, removing the fear and the blocks. And this is also designed to help you teach it to children. That's another big thing that I have is a lot of simple yet powerfully effective tips and tricks and fun stuff that you can do in the moment to help you get out of that negative spiraling mindset and start in a more positive direction. So, Melissa, could you share with us, like, maybe what was one of your biggest takeaways?
Um, my biggest takeaway, honestly, there's so many, but I think the one that was the most impactful for me, that it's honestly like a day-to-day, moment-to-moment thing, is it's the negative self-talk to,
Mhm.
that I've now been able to, like, as soon as it starts, I change the conversation in my head. I find myself, it's kind of funny. I kind of laugh at myself. I could hear myself say something negative, and then and then I'll tell myself, "Do you really feel that way?" And then and then I'll start to have this conversation with myself. Okay, so what's a better thought? What's a better way to what's and I'll like try to go through like I said, having a conversation with myself. Say for example, oh, that was so stupid. Why did I do that, right? Like that's something that is like comes natural to most of us. And
Right.
then I'll sit there and be like, okay, that's not very kind or whatever it is. That's not
Yep.
whatever. I'll say something like that, and then I'll say, um, I'll turn it around. Like I'll change the dialogue in my head, and say
Yep.
something like, say for example, I stubbed my toe. And I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Whatever. And I said, well, what is it that I'm supposed to remember? Why did I do that? Because
Yeah.
it's always a message there, and that what kind of message am I supposed to be receiving? And then I'll try to say something like positive to myself, like, um, well, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm learning a lesson from the reason for whatever, like I stubbed my toe, whatever. I'm just saying, for example. So that's been like
Yes.
huge for me because I noticed that I like now that I'm aware, I like hyper aware. I'm like, God, I was really saying some like continuously saying negative things to myself. So I've been
Yeah.
really, as I've been more cognizant of it, I've been really trying to change that dialogue in my head all the time because I catch it and I'm like, oh, okay, well we're changing this right now, and it's
Yes.
because it's the same thing. Like you could say something horrible about yourself and you could say something positive about yourself. It's the same amount of energy. So why am I
Hmm.
trying to? I'm trying to shift that energy that I had in the past, and
Yeah.
just be better about how I feel and not to like speak negatively towards myself.
Right. And so are you finding now that you're aware, right? Because that's the first step, and you're catching yourself, and now you're like, you're having that inner dialogue. So you're actually learning to parent yourself, by the way. This is a powerful step, right? Are you finding that it's easier, that you're catching yourself faster? Are you finding that you're
Totally.
saying less negative things?
Less, totally like less negative things.
Cool.
Um, it's been a process.
Yeah,
It's not
of
been
course.
overnight, right? But
Right.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. So I find that I am saying less negative things about myself, and then the other thing that I didn't expect to happen is that I actually feel differently about myself.
Yes.
Yeah, I like I don't beat myself up as much, and then so because I'm not beating myself up as much, I don't feel that like I don't know that icky feeling. I don't know how to
Hmm.
describe it. Like when you talk when somebody speaks horribly to you, it makes you feel terrible. But then when you speak horribly to yourself, it still makes you feel terrible. So
Yes.
right? So I just don't feel that that energy anymore as well sometimes, but way less, right? Because
Yes.
it's very interesting because I have I'll be completely transparent. My weight has been fluctuating as I've gotten older. And for the longest time, I was just like really beating myself up about it. I was just saying,
Mhm.
I could hear I would be catching myself saying negative things, or I'd be like, oh, you can't fit into, like, I'll put something on, I'm like, oh, it's because you're fat, right? It's because
Oh,
whatever, right? Those are the kinds of things I'd say to myself. Well, I
right.
gotten a dress that I was going to wear that was an option for a wedding the other day. And I put it on. It looked horrible, Julie. It did not look cute. And it was fine. But I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, and I saw myself and I was like, okay, well, this isn't the one, as opposed to saying something negative, right? I was like, okay,
Oh, that's
this isn't this.
beautiful.
I'm gonna find something that looks better on me with that's even lower as like at sale price or whatever it is. I was like, I totally like changed the whole dialogue on my head.
Right.
Does that
Right.
make yeah?
Makes total sense. That is a beautiful example. I'm so glad you shared that, Melissa, because oh my gosh, that is the power, right? That is the power. You don't have to expect the world to be perfect. You change your mindset and you change things to make it fit you, right?
Yeah,
You make it work. You make it and you decide what you want. And by treating yourself with that grace and compassion and forgiveness and love, and loving yourself and your body shape the way it is, because honey, there is no perfect, right? That's a that doesn't exist.
yeah,
Everybody's perfect is different, right?
yeah,
So that doesn't exist. And there are plenty of people out there who love they don't love having a skinny body. They're not meant to have a skinny body,
yeah.
or thin or whatever you want to call it, right?
Hmm.
That's just airy fairy, imagery. Um, you just need to feel comfortable in your own body and be happy with who you are. And that's what it's about, right? Living a life that fits with your style, with your preferences, with your desires, and that you can fall in love with. Because when you fall in love with you, you radiate that out, right? And you attract more of that back to you. So I love that. And you know what? And it is a habit, right? We're all societally, right? Most of us grow up, we hear it, we see it, it's programmed into us, that negative self-talk, that beating up on yourself, beating up on others, picking. We need to eradicate that. Because like you said, it's an energy. It's just as easy to do the opposite, to do the positive. So whenever you catch yourself beating yourself up, just no, flip the switch, right? Do the opposite. I am amazing and I'm going to make this work. And then you find something that works. And then you're
Yep.
like, yay, I look beautiful. Let's go have fun.
Yeah. And it's
So,
just a process, you know,
yes,
it's a process, but I do feel differently going through this
good.
program, like it's made a difference. And I loved all the
Wonderful.
songs that you put, like the
Oh,
music.
yeah, I'm a huge proponent of music, right? So I start every module with a different
I love it.
song that's like, and you feel it, right? You feel
Yeah,
the energy of that music and the words. Words are very
yeah.
powerful. And that's one of the things, the lyrics. A lot of times I pick ones that really speak to me and so they can speak to you, right?
Those have been so good. I loved every single one, which I know I've
Oh,
told you.
cool.
Yeah.
So
So
now you got a new playlist. That's
yes,
awesome.
no, it's great. I love it. It's great. I even buy. I'll even like do Shazam so I can find the song so I could buy it. And then now I have like my favorite songs that I've been able to purchase them from the ones that you've featured on your videos. It's been
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Wonderful. Oh, I love that so much. So let me see here. So if you were telling someone about the program, um, I'm okay. So we've been talking. I'm assuming you would recommend it, but what would you
Yes.
tell someone? Why should they join it? Or yeah, just leave it with that.
I think, well, I can just speak from my experience. I think what I would say to someone that was interested is that, you know, for me, I think it's brought me so much more peace, right? So if someone's trying to just feel better about themselves or try to find different ways to like shift their energy or shift their thought process, um, to feel better, just not even about yourself, just to feel better in general. I think that this program would be they would benefit from it. Um, and I think that the coaching calls were really great. Those were fun. But just to and also just to, if you wanted to like build a community and of like-minded people, this is a great place to start. Um, Also, the techniques and tips that you provided are ones that you can take throughout your lifetime. So, um, I think that if somebody asked me, well, what did you think about Julie's Create program? I would basically explain like from what my experience is, and then the fact that I absolutely adore you, so that doesn't hurt, right? So, I think yeah, I think that that would be what I would how I would recommend it. You know, just the and just I think that like again like the course and then the way that you presented it out and laid out, it made sense. Like one looped into the next one, right? Everything fell
Yeah,
right. You did that
yeah.
perfectly.
The
Like
flow.
they you were
Hmm.
able to flow and it built the on each lesson. But yeah, I think for somebody who is interested, like this is a really great program for someone who wants to like feel better and to create a life that they really want, because that's really what it comes down to,
Yeah,
right? You
right.
to be able to create the life that you really want, whether it be financially, spiritually, physically, whatever it is.
And it's right. And it's specific to you. It's
Yeah,
just, I have like the framework, right?
yeah,
The basics, and then you use it to create what you want, right?
yeah.
To make your life work. Wonderful. Thank you for that. And I guess this follow-on question kind of follows on for what you just said. There are a lot of coaches out there, a lot of programs out there. And again, I know you and I had a pre-existing relationship, but if you can just take a moment to think about, why would you pick me, or why me as a coach as opposed to one of the other programs?
Well, I think honestly, one, you're absolutely lovely. But
Thank you.
honestly, Julie, it for me, and I, well, just so everybody knows, one of my best friends also was in the program, Letitia, when we were talking about it, and I was telling her about you. It really is your energy about and your enthusiasm and
Yeah.
your um, dedication to the program, right? And I that is infectious, right? So
Yeah.
it helps. It really helps because you could go and be in a program and the person's just like, well, they're just reading the slides or they're just going
Mhm.
through it and whatever. But the fact that you're so passionate about it and you're super passionate about what you're doing, and then there's the other thing that's really great is the desire to really want to help people. You want to help people to feel better. And then when just going back to the last program I was in, I was stuck. Like I'd be like, Julie, I don't know. I have no idea how I feel about this. And you were just so kind to to like walk me through it and coach me through it and like ask me questions like, okay, so well, how do you feel about this? And so then we would have that conversation and then it would give me inspiration or give me insight on what it was that I really like. It helped me to determine what it was that I was really wanting to accomplish or how I really felt about that situation. And that one-on-one coaching was extremely important, and it makes a big difference. And the fact that you care, because sometimes you meet somebody, they don't care and they're just trying to be there. But the fact that you are passionate about it, you care about your clients, and that you have such enthusiasm about it. Does that answer your question?
Oh, absolutely. No, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And, um, you know, as you know, this program was born of years of me studying and then becoming a coach and coaching. And then the things that I saw that I wish I had had, years,
Yeah.
decades ago. I wish I'd grown up knowing a lot of this stuff, right? Would have made such a difference. And I was like, if we can help our kids and our parents and our moms and dad, everybody right now start to learn this stuff and share it, we will change the world. That's
Yeah.
my mission, to change the world, right? So thank you. I appreciate it that you feel the passion, it's there, and you're embracing it, and you're doing that because I love what you're doing. Just so everybody knows, Melissa is a phenomenal sound bowl healing guru. I mean, she really does magic with those sound bowls. They are amazing. So, and in
Thank you.
fact, she did a few of her sessions for us in the group. So that's a part of the program as bonus sessions and in a couple of our coaching calls. So a little tidbit there thrown in. I love it. Um, so Melissa, before I ask you, you know, anything else that you'd like to add, I would like to ask you this one question. What does living with more freedom, flow, and fun mean to you now?
What does love? Oh, what does it mean to me now? You stumped me. Like I had like all my questions, my answers written down. Um, freedom flow. Freedom flow. Say it again, Julie, please. Freedom flow.
Well, just living with more freedom, flow, and fun. What
Mm,
does that mean to you now? Or yeah, having those words, you used some of those words, right? When you were
yeah.
describing things and when we were talking earlier. But if you think about it now, like, do you feel like your life has any of that, any more of that?
Well, yeah, it's really interesting how things have shifted because I think um, well, it's not only you, but it's also been I've really enjoyed the our coaching calls.
Mhm.
And I think that for myself, going through the program, it's changed, right? Like I don't feel like, don't get me wrong, I have my bad days, I have my good days, whatever.
Sure.
But for the most part, I can say that there's been more recently not so not so bad days, right? Like I think
Good.
it's because
Yeah.
my mind shift has changed, right?
Right.
And and I feel like I didn't allow myself to one feel like I was had freedom to do like the things I wanted to do for myself, or
Okay.
like I've given myself permission to do more things, which is
Good.
is a
It's
complete
huge.
change, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I always feel like, oh, I need to be responsible. I gotta take care of this. I gotta do that. Whatever it is, right? I've always made excuses for myself, and I've
Mhm.
that's another one is less excuses, right?
There you go. Right.
That's I feel like I've made less excuses. I've been making less excuses for myself. Like if I'm scared or if I have fear about something. And we've talked about
Hmm.
this before, right? Just it's like,
Face.
yeah, just face it, right? So
Face. Yep.
and so it's um that's been huge, I think. That's been really building that into one's life
Mhm.
is life changing, right?
Yeah.
And just giving myself permission to be able to do those things as is life changing.
Yes. And you're learning to say yes to yourself and not
Hmm.
always put yourself second or last, right?
Yeah,
Which a lot of us, especially women and moms, have a tendency to do. We tend to put everybody else first, and then if there's time, if we have energy, taking care of self, and usually it doesn't happen. So shifting that and recognizing that when you make that time for yourself, right? And you do commit to giving yourself the love that you also give to others, you actually replenish, you fill your own cup, and you're able to show up more for others and more in the
right,
world, right? And that's how you create more time. Because
right,
now you're not feeling like you're behind the time, always rushing, always trying to catch up, always, oh, I forgot this, forgot. No, no, no. You take that time to check in, right? To take that deep breath to center and calm yourself, you get more clear. And then you're able to like see the smoothest path and then methodically start taking steps forward instead of trying to, carry a million bags, right? You put that down, you say, okay, what's important right now and what's next? And what can I put off? And you begin to recognize not everything has to be done right now.
right, right. That's been a big lesson because I think was always trying to do too many things. I'm still
Hmm.
always trying to do too many things, right? Like I have like three books I'm trying to read right now. It's ridiculous. But I had to step back and be like, really? Is that something you really can do? I had to have the conversation with myself. Can you really read
Hmm.
three books right now? Okay, how about we pick one and then
There you go.
and then like build that into my day. Like, okay, let's take like 15, 20 minutes in like in or more, but at a minimum.
Right.
But that's just it's it's made a big difference. Like the pressure has come off. Like I've taken the
Ah,
pressure off
that's
myself.
huge, right?
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
Like the white hairs aren't coming in as much. Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
being serious. Like they're all back here because you can't see them up here, but it's less. Um, but that's been like really, really amazing to have that
Yeah.
kind of to take that pressure off of myself. I mean, I'm still getting everything done, but I think that mindset that I had was like, oh my God, I have to do this. I have to get this done. I have to do this. I need to have this
Right.
done. I had to be here, blah, blah, blah. It was it was too much. And then just having that realization, okay, these are my priorities, and this
Hmm.
is what's most important to me. And then everything else is basically icing on the cake. I don't know,
Yeah.
right? I don't know what else to say it. Okay, I fed the dogs, I walked them, I worked, I went to go work out, right? Just I paid my
Yes.
bills, all
Right.
the most important things.
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh my gosh. I know there's so many things, right? There's the at night and then reviewing your day, feeling the gratitude. The gratitude's huge, but
Yeah,
but celebrating yourself and celebrating the fact that, you know what? You committed to doing this and this, or maybe it's just one thing and you did it.
yeah,
And you know what? You deserve to celebrate that and congratulate yourself, right? Again, we come back to the self-parenting too, but it's also, you become your own cheerleader, your own best advisor, you become your own best friend. You're learning to become your own best friend, and that is huge. Because when you have that, right, nobody can get inside your bubble. And you can decide who to let in or who to share it with or not. But
right.
otherwise, anything you don't like just bounces right off.
And it's interesting that you talk about the bubble because I know we had this conversation before.
Mhm.
Um, but who was I talking with? Oh, I was talking to my uncle's wife the other day, and she was saying that she just feels like she's bombarded by everybody's, like, other people's energy. She's an empath.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and so I told her about the bubble, and she's like, "Oh my gosh," because I didn't know that I could do that. I was like, "Oh yeah." I go, "Let me just tell you, it makes such a difference because like you can't, it's I always make my bubble like really, really thick and then
Mhm.
impenetrable, right? To all the
Yeah.
like negative stuff. Like
Right.
if you want to throw love at me and you want to give me, if you want to throw sparkles at me,
Yeah.
then great. But anything
Take it
else,
all day.
all day, every day, right? But if you're gonna try to throw daggers at me, it's not happening. So
Right.
yeah, and it was really, she really liked the
Oh,
idea
good.
of the bubble. So it was really, that was really helpful.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I still love the story of when I had shared the bubble with a previous client, and she said that when she told her son about it, her son came home from school one day and said that the teacher was apparently, I guess, having not such a great day and was saying some things that, were the little boy didn't like. But he said, you know what? I just imagined my bubble like you told me. And when whatever the teacher said, I imagined those words hitting my bubble and bouncing off and going right back to her with this light and shimmering and balloons and love all around her. And I thought, oh, I
That's
love that even
that's amazing. That's amazing because it's
more. And
not.
a child came up with this. Isn't that beautiful?
I think that's amazing because sometimes I think as adults we just think, okay, well, fine. If you want to be like that, then you can have it
Then
right back. But the fact that this child sent it back with love and light is
yes,
amazing. That's beautiful. I love
yes,
that.
and
I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna do that because
yes.
I think that's a better way,
Hmm.
a more positive and more loving way to when you're in that moment, to be in that
Hmm.
moment.
And you know what? Everything is energy. And so our thoughts are energy, our thoughts are creating. So, it is. It's like even more powerful than things just bouncing off your bubble is you imagine that as they bounce off, you send, right? The little rose or the little shimmers or gold, whatever you want, right? Color a
Mm-hmm.
rainbow, but you just send it back with, I like to say, pure love and light. That is actually affecting people. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when we're driving in the street and you see someone and sometimes you're in your car and you feel like, oh, they don't know what I'm saying anyway. So you yell a bunch of nasty stuff at them because you're mad. That energy is actually reaching them.
Yeah.
We don't see the effect.
Yeah.
They don't know where it came from, but they're going to feel that. And you're going to feel that. And
Yeah.
negativity attracts negativity. So, how about what I started doing years ago was, you know what? Lesson release. Bless you in a pure love and light. I hope that you learn to drive more safely. That's what I would add.
Oh, you're so good. You're so good. And I have to remind myself that's a great example because I sometimes like I'm like, oh my gosh. I always say, "Where's the cop?" Right? I'm like, "Where's the police officer when I need them?" But
Yeah.
I like that's so much more loving. I think than like than like me. I'm so mean. I'm like,
Get away from
right? I'm like, oh, I hope you get a ticket. Like that's so right. Like that's the way that that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. I'm like, I hope that nothing happens to you. I hope that you
yeah.
don't hurt me. Like especially when people are driving like erratically,
Oh,
right?
yes.
I like the worst thing I could say is like, oh, I just hope you get a ticket or whatever it is. Just stay safe. Don't. I hope you get a ticket.
Well,
Better.
it's hard not to, right? But yeah, but just say, you know what? I hope you're safe. Don't get anybody else and don't hurt yourself, but please just slow down and drive more safe. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's crazy. You go on for days on that.
yeah.
Oh, well, is there anything else you can think of that you'd like to share about the program?
Yeah, one of the questions that you had on the list was, what was some of your biggest takeaways? And I want to kind of talk about that because for
Sure.
me, like the anchoring was huge. Like
Yeah.
I cannot tell you. I mean, I have like different things that I do like that remind me, but I do this a lot, right?
Mhm.
Right. I
Yep.
don't know why that one resonated with me, but
Good.
that has really helped because like sometimes I'll I don't know, something triggers me, whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like
Yeah.
sitting here going like this. I'm like sitting like behind like in my pockets and I'm like,
Happy
okay,
place, happy place.
the happy place. And what I always think of, and don't get me wrong, it's no offense to my two lovely ones right here, my two little puppers here,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's my dog that passed. He
Yeah.
was like a human being in like a fursuit. And so I think of him um and that makes me really happy, and that shifts the
Yeah.
energy completely. And always, and these two too,
Yeah.
my little furry buddies. Then the other thing that I think is a wonderful thing that was a reminder for me was just the gratitude, right? And writing the daily list, which I'm still going through the magic book, just so you know.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rhonda Burns, The Magic. One of
one
the
of my
best books ever. Yeah.
one of my three books, okay, Julie.
Yes. Yes.
So that one, and then the 5 minutes, right? The exercise the challenge to be quiet for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, that one was hard in the beginning. Like meditation is, I still have to like when I meditate, I still have to hear something. I have to do a guided. I'm
Mhm.
I'm not. I've tried for years, for decades. That's not even years. Let's just be
Right.
honest, decades. And just sitting
Yeah.
quietly is and meditating. I find that I'm more successful if I do a guided meditation. But
Hmm.
so what I've been doing, because I I don't know, I have to be doing something. So I'll be sitting there, I'll be brushing my teeth, right? And I'm just like telling myself, I mean, I just kind of like put my blank out my mind, right? Just kind of like, for me that's quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Sure.
And so or if I'm just sitting, like sometimes what I started doing is that when I'm just sitting at my desk right now for work. So I'll sit here and I'm like, oh, I need to do my quiet time. And I'll just sit at my desk, and then I have like some really quiet, like vibrational music on, like a very, very faint. And I'll
Right. Right.
just
Right.
sit here and I'll just take deep breaths for the whole 5 minutes. And it feels like my head just went from feeling completely congested to like
Hmm.
feeling like something like opened up in my brain. It's the trippiest thing. But that 5 minutes is amazing. It makes a huge difference, I think. And I like that I'm
Beautiful.
choosing to continue that practice, which
Awesome.
and be dedicated to it, because I think it makes a big difference. It doesn't matter where you do it. Sometimes I do it in the car, right?
Yeah.
When I come
Right. Me
back,
too.
sometimes when like before I come back in the house, I'll sit
Hmm.
for 5 minutes in the car before I come in the house, and that it's really good. It's that changes
Wow.
shifts a lot of things. Uh,
Oh, good. Yeah. Glad you shared that.
the last I have two more affirmations. Like all the affirmations that you've given us throughout, like the whole course, have been really
Yeah.
great. I love them.
Oh, good.
And the acronyms, like I think the biggest one that has impacted me the most was the fear one: face
Oh,
everything and rise. That's like so much better than, what's the other one that's not so great? See, I even forgot about it. Whatever the other one that's more commonly known, with the acronym.
about false evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
False evidence. See, I forgot all about it. False evidence appearing real. That's not as fun, right? It's not as joyful than
That's the difference. Yeah. Yeah.
that's, yeah, it's
It's
not.
empowering to say, face everything and rise, right?
Yeah,
And that's what we do, because when you face it, you're like, okay, I see you. What you got? You know,
right.
is it real? Is it something I really need to be afraid of? And you deal with it.
Yeah,
And a lot of times it dissolves, right?
yeah,
Or you're able to figure out a way through it. And then it becomes less, right? There's less fear. It'll still pop up, but
right.
it feels different now, doesn't it?
It does feel differently, because I
Yeah.
know that a lot of times, because of fear, I was an avoidance of a lot of things. I
Hmm.
mean, that's just
Yeah.
human nature, right? And I
Right.
don't feel that I can't sit there and tell you that I don't have, like, things don't scare me, but
Sure.
the energy is different, right? It's
Yeah.
not debilitating,
That's it. It's not like
right?
overpowering. It doesn't like, it's more
Right,
like, wait, whoa, like, let me readjust here.
right. Whereas before, it would stop me from moving forward or whatever. Like, I
Hmm.
will say that because I started my business when we were doing the other program, right?
Hmm.
And so I have to say, with this program as well, um, this program has given me the confidence to be able to really pursue my business in a different way, right? I mean, I was already starting it. I was like, kind of like, okay, well, okay, I'm going through the motions. But since I've
Hmm.
been in this program, like, I feel like I've accomplished so many more things that would
Awesome.
have taken me such a long time. Like, I got my website's now up and running.
Yeah.
I'm not like unsure or not confident about like saying yes to certain things. So
Right.
like I told you I had got an invitation to play, right? For
Right, that event,
at
that
that
was like
event,
one of your big first event. Yeah, that was awesome.
which I would have not, I don't know if I would have said yes in the past just because I wasn't confident, or I just out of fear, right?
Right, right.
Of playing my bowls in front of people that I don't even know. Like all of my audience have been so far, almost 90% of the time has been somebody that I knew. Um,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Or was introduced to somebody else. Like there's some sort of relationship somewhere along the way.
Hmm.
This was like I knew nobody. I didn't even know the woman that invited me. And
Wow.
so it's really changed or shifted the way that I just go through life now, as opposed to before. Like the fear would, like I said, it was debilitating. I wouldn't do anything, or how's it going to look, or what if I mess up, and now I'm like, okay, let's just go and let's just put the seatbelt on and let's see how
Yeah.
let's see how it rips. I mean, there's the difference, right? There's the
It
shift in
is.
mindset. Like I wouldn't have, like I said, I mean, now I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. I mean,
Wow.
which is a total
A
game
huge
changer.
win. Oh my
That's a
gosh.
huge
Yeah.
win. And that was I mean, even before, I mean, I was already shifting, but this program really just went boom, right? It just,
Got you over
yeah,
that.
yeah, it's just that little hump. So,
Oh,
the last one I think is a big takeaway to me for me is the reminder. I had done mirror work in the past, but the reminder of the mirror work, like
yeah.
that's like a really great, it's so powerful. Like people don't understand. Like I didn't, like when I was doing it, I was kind of just going through the motions just to get
Hmm.
it done and do it, because I was in another
Right.
program before. But now it's so different. Like I think well, because I've shifted, right?
Yes.
And
That's
so when I do the mirror work now, it has a different, it has a different feeling, right? So I'm
right.
sitting in my
Yeah.
office, and right next to me I have these big armoire that has a mirror on it. So what I'll do when I'm at
Oh,
work and I'll get frustrated, and I'll turn and look at myself in the mirror and I'll say something, right? I'll just look at myself and I'm like, I either give myself a little boost, or I I'll tell myself an affirmation, but I'm actually like looking at myself so that I feel like
yeah.
it goes into me. I don't know what it is.
It does, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that is so awesome.
that's been really good for me to have that reminder to do that and just to do the mirror work. Um, yep, that was my
Wow.
list. I'm all Julie, that was my list. Check, check, check.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you so, oh man. Yeah, that was awesome. I was just thinking, I, there were so many things we went through, but one of the thing I don't remember, did I share the high five yourself in the mirror too? Because a lot of times anytime I see myself in the mirror, I'll like give a little wink or smile, and then I'll just double high five myself or say, "You've got this." High five. It gives you that little pep, that little boost,
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna do that. You did, but I forgot about doing that. But I'm gonna incorporate that as well.
Yeah.
That was a good one though. I mean, seriously, that's a little bit
Yeah.
of that's a booster.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love Mel Robbins, the high five habit, but I just kind of, myself going through, I just kind of incorporated it in. And now you know, I do this other thing a lot of times during the day when something wonderful happens, you know what I'll do? I'll just high five the universe. Thanks. I mean,
That's a good
why
one too.
not?
That's a good one too. I think that's a good one too. Cause yeah, you gotta be there's the gratitude, right?
And that's the gratitude, yeah,
Yeah,
combination, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that one.
Celebrating every day in every way. Oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
has been wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Melissa. I really appreciate you taking the time to give me the feedback, to share this with everybody, to fully participate in the program. Because like you see, right, when you fully participate, you show up, you do the steps, you practice the techniques, it shows, it builds upon itself, right? And then you start to see the shift. And when you look back, your eyes are like, wow, I didn't even realize this had changed and that had changed. And now I'm doing this differently. So great on you, and great commitment on you to continue doing, the different practices and more, right? Continuing to grow, because that's what we're all here to do, is keep growing and creating and expanding and having more freedom, flow, and fun.
Yay.
Awesome. All right. Well, I will go ahead and end it there. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And all right. So everybody, I'll drop comments and links in the show notes. And by the way, if Melissa is up for it, I will also drop a link where you can connect with her to sign up for a sound bath. Sound good?
That'd be great. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And reach out. Let's have a conversation and get you into the program. All right. Let me go ahead and stop the recording. Bye-bye.